So if you have a fill, let me hide the one I created. If you have a fill and this is basically what you made, and here it says use jumps, because if you uncheck that, then of course you've got a bunch of connections type stitches that are ugly. So you do have to select that. But then you have jumps. Well, if you don't want jumps, here's the workaround. So we'll click OK. And you can see I made the workaround here with the orange one. And what I did was I branched it. But before I branched it, I had to do a couple of little tricks. You can see here, it's all stitching out is one. There's no jumps or nothing, but it's branched. So these are double runs. You know, there's exactly 2 layers of stitching. So I'll show you how I did that. Let me hide that and we'll go back to this. And the first thing you want to do, it's a fill, is you want to, let's just make an outline because we're going to need it later. So there's my outline. I'll just make it green. And with this fill, we have to turn it into regular stitches as if we were an editor. So we'll do convert to editable stitches. So here they are. And now you go ahead and convert that back to a vector by doing this. Convert manual to connection. Now they're connections. Convert connection to outline. Now they're outlines, but you see we got a couple of backward paths. And you can see you can't branch anything when you have a backward path. So let's try to fix that. We'll click on one of them and we'll click edit and we'll reverse the nodes order. Check. Okay, that one's good. Let's try this one. Edit, reverse nodes order, check. Okay, they're all red. And then we're going to select the outline, because remember when you branch and if you want it to be pretty, they have to all be touching. And in fact, the outline is touching the blue. So let's just slide over and select them all. Branch. And there you go. There's your beautiful, I'll hide the orange, hide the blue. Here's your green, I'll make it a little darker. And here it is here. You can select, you know, actually if you're just using a single stitch, you can just select the whole thing and go into parameters and change your min and max. If it were a decorative stitch, of course, you'd have to select subset, select outlines, backward paths, and then now this one, it selected some that weren't backward paths. So we're going to have to go in and hold control. I'm not sure why it did that, but just want the backward paths. I could have just selected them. Okay. So now all the backward paths are selected, and you can actually go in and make this a decorative stitch if you like. You do want it to be the same stitch length though as your travel stitches, and I think mine were 2.0. I mean, in this case, we do want it to be. Okay. Whoa. Let's see. Some hefty chain there. Maybe we can make our width a little narrower so we can still see the design. See it a little bit there. And again, maybe we didn't want the outline to be chained. So maybe that wasn't the best example. So let's cancel that. And let's just go ahead and stick with the single stitch. And we'll hit generate. And I'm just going to group it. And I'm going to sew sim it. With it selected, I'll just hit sew sim down here. And let me pause it for a moment. And let me pause on jump between stitch objects. And pause on jump inside an object. We'll just check all the jumps. Okay, so we'll hit play. And it's these little things here, I'm not sure what they are exactly, but you could see it's not pausing. And when we take it into editor, we'll also know for sure. But you can see it's stitching double over itself. And there you go. And since, if you recall, the rectangle, or the outline rather, was the first object before we branched it. So when I branched it, that outline became the last object to stitch. That's the trick with branching, and then it's really pretty. So we'll just go with the green one. The orange is exactly the same. And I'll just save this, and we'll take it into editor. And if I click on it here, and I'll just go ahead and separate them. So this blue one was the original one, and you can see it's got all the jumps in it. We'll just hide that one. We'll click on the green one, and there's no jumps. So that's your little workaround for that. All right, well, I hope this has helped you.